I'm Coach Miller, and welcome to our Aftermath edition with the Navarrete versus Valdez fight. Wow, what a fight. This fight was marketed as a Mexican clash, a true Mexican style fight. And I gotta tell you, it lived up to every single bit of the claim. What a fight. And I gotta say that I highly respect both fighters because they gave it their all. It was absolutely amazing. Now I gotta say it, I mean, there were fireworks starting right off in round one. It was amazing. And that being said, you have to understand a little bit of the background because there was some heated contention between Valdez and Navarrete. And Valdez, just a few short years ago, had the knockout of the year, and beating up one of the scariest dudes at the time. So you have to understand that Valdez was a kind of a feared fighter at this moment. Shakur Stevenson really kind of, I don't want to say exposed him. That's the wrong word to use. It's just that he just got outclassed by a superior, finely tuned, sharp boxing style of a fighter, okay? There's not really too many fighters that can do what Stevenson does. I mean, he takes after very much a Floyd Mayweather-esque type of style, which was just cut made for the Mexican style, come forward style. So that being said, that loss to Stevenson was not really that much of a blemish against Valdez. Valdez is very much a feared fighter. And Navarrete, before this point, had a few iffy moments with some fighters. So coming into this, it almost like people were thinking, well, Valdez might actually win this because, number one, he's got a nasty lead hook, okay? And that's what earned him the knockout of the year. But anyways, that being said, Navarrete is scary in his own right, and he's got a high volume of punches. So, man, when they started right off in round one, unbelievable fireworks. And surprisingly so, Navarrete actually bullied Valdez. That was something else. And he walked him down the whole fight, just about. I mean, there were very few moments in which that would kind of turn around and Navarrete would have more of a defensive moment. And one of the things that I really, really like, because when I watch fighters, look, I had fought for a long time at a very high level on the Olympic side, both on the amateur side compared to pro. Okay, so that being said, I know what I see in fighters. I know and I can observe what makes fighters good. So I was watching these two, and I got to tell you, Navarrete was the perfect definition of make an opponent miss and make them pay. That's exactly what he did to Valdez. He made Valdez miss. His slipping and moving were just on point. And when he slipped and moved and got out of the way of Valdez's shot, he made him pay with volume punches. I mean, Navarrete's punch count by round number 6 was 463 punches. Holy cow, that's a lot of punches. The guy was throwing punches like crazy. So, I mean, Valdez, he really took this approach of high guard, try to walk Navarrete down, but those punches were just eating Valdez's face, okay? So it was really by round 4 even, and that's early in the fight, Valdez's face was just getting swollen. He was just eating those shots and swollen, and eventually his eye would completely shut. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But my goodness, he really had he really had the fire rain down on him. Now these two, I got to tell you, they really pictured why a lot of people love Mexican style fighting. Okay. They really just encaptured everything that we love about the Mexican greats, the Mexican fighting, the fighting style, okay? Just both of them coming at each other. And I got to give it to Valdez. Even though he was just eating those shots and his eye was starting to close, the guy still tried to come forward, man. Even when he was getting pressed by Navarrete, he swung back and just, even though he just wasn't doing any damage. And actually, that was one of the more surprising things because we all know that Valdez hits hard, okay? But it didn't seem like he was actually affecting Navarrete. Because I mean, think about it. If you watch any part of the fight, look at Navarrete's face. It's not even marked. But look at Valdez's face. So you know, I know there was kind of a weight shift that took place, so I don't know if that really affected Valdez or not, but I was kind of surprised that he wasn't really damaging or really kind of earning the respect of Navarrete. You know, he was throwing punches and he was hitting them, but it just wasn't affecting him that well. I will say this, Navarrete was very much a volume puncher. He threw a lot of punches and he hurt his hand. So that might have backed him off from kind of getting the knockout over Valdez, I think, even though the punches were still affecting Valdez. But there is definitely one point I would like to make that Navarrete could do better. His jab was too slow. It was very much of a clubbing jab, okay? He's got to work on that because the jab is everything in boxing, okay? And if he were to fight somebody that's much faster, they could see that jab coming a mile away. And they're talking about, you know, Navarrete fighting Shakur Stevenson. If he doesn't fix that jab, that could be a clear opening and a clear weakness that Stevenson can capitalize on. So he's really got to fix that jab. Get that thing snapping a lot faster. I think overall, hey, look, this fight was awesome, but let's not take this. So this is Valdez's second loss. Okay, he lost to Stevenson. Okay, losing this fight. Look, Valdez is still a very good fighter. I think he's got a pretty sharp career ahead of him still, and maybe he's got to regroup a little bit, and then just get back in the chamber and get going again with another fighter and try to snatch another belt and just build. Okay, losses can build you, but sometimes losses break fighters too. So I really hope he takes this as a learning lesson and just advances forward because he is a really good fighter. Okay, and he's well worth watching fight. For Navarrete, on the other hand, he's probably looking at fighting Shakur next. So he's going to need to sharpen up because, man, Shakur is really, really good. He's really, really good, okay? I don't think he's really had his chin tested fully yet. But that being said, the guy is fast. And mind you, you can't dodge them all. And Navarrete can hit really hard. But still, if he were to sharpen up his punches, get them faster, he might be able to affect and even potentially beat Stevenson. So we'll see what happens. I really hope they make that fight because that'll be for the WBO belt. Yeah, that's his belt. So that'll be a really good fight to make. So we'll see what happens with that. I really still look forward to both Valdez and Navarrete's career and where they go from here. And I look forward to seeing both of them fight again. If you like these videos, go in and click that like button. And of course, if you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button. If you made it this far in the video, hey, tell me what you think about the fight or what you thought about the fight. And also, hey, tell me about what you think about what's going to happen with this deal with Shakur and Navarrete. But anyways, you can also tell me, hey, what do you think, or who do you think Valdez should fight next? That's an interesting one. He's still a good fighter. Who do you think he should fight next? Lay that in the comment section below. Until next time, stay motivated.